hello. I guess give to get. Hello, all you give to getters out there, the Boom Nation, wonderful people. My name is Lenny Post, and I am an SRT specialist. I am also a mindset coach, and I'm here today to talk about releasing subconscious fears and talking about gratitude and how we can bring using a technique together to clear those and actually move ourselves forward. How exciting is that? Can I get some feedback? Yeah, Lenny, that sounds great. See, there we go. We got wonderful things. Got a slideshow deck here. Just going to jump right into it. If you have questions, I'm all about the questions. So feel free to ask questions at any time or input. I love the feedback. I love it when people are interactive in my presentations. So let's begin. I'm going to share my screen and we'll begin. Okay, releasing the subconscious fears and learn to live in gratitude. If you have a pen and paper ready, feel free to do so. And what I'd like you to do is just write down a couple of things, specifically the answers to these important questions. What is your goal? What is the end goal you want for yourself today through the session? And what are you doing right now to do it? I know it's a little bit different than some of the other questions you may have been asked, but are you doing anything right now to obtain that goal? Are you doing anything to do that goal? Is there anything that's stopping you? No. A lot of us are going to answer, we have fears, Lenny. We have fears that are stopping us from achieving our goals. So I have anybody who wants to add anything to that or mention one of the fears that they may have that's stopping them from achieving a goal. Some examples are, I don't know how to do that, or I need more information. Oh, that's always a good one. I need more information. I know I struggle. I use that word struggle with that one once in a while, not as much as I used to, because I'm clearing. I'm understanding that I can push past a lot of those things. Any other examples that somebody might want to give? All right, we'll move on. Okay, so where are you now? How do you feel about those goals that you have set for yourself and what's stopping you? Are those fears really the things that are stopping you from moving forward? Do you have gratitude? There is a link between our subconscious and gratitude, and I'm going to show you what that is today. Subconscious thoughts, subconscious actions. What are they? Subconscious mind is developed immediately at birth. We start taking in information and we process things at a high level in our mind under the conscious mind, but we're also taking things in on a subconscious level or in the subconscious mind. A lot of times I like to think of the subconscious mind as a hard drive in a computer where we're taking in information constantly and it's being applied and stored inside our head. And our conscious mind is only taking maybe 10% of that information and doing something with it while we take in everything else. What happens? How do we place things in the subconscious mind? What kind of things go in there? Well, there's some really good examples here too. Stuff that comes from around us all the time. Influences from our family, from the music we listen to, the TV shows we watch, the movies, the books we read, the culture we're in. Oh my gosh, the culture is a huge portion of how we define and who we are as ourselves, our friends. Who do we hang out with? What causes that? So all these things are going on and we take things in consciously, but they're also being driven in our subconscious. Our subconscious mind primarily is always on. We're taking in information and we have a lot of these influences that happen to us and we develop these thoughts or these programs that come up that will stop us from moving forward. And these beliefs happen between about the ages of 0 when we're born to about 18. And these are blocks. These are things that are stopping us. These are beliefs. These are patterns. These are constant images that are thrown at us that we become habitualized on. And those are the things that define who we are. And many times those are going to stop us from moving ourselves forward. And that's again from 0 to 18. Other things that can happen to cause these beliefs to occur are traumatic events in our lives, authority figures in our lives. And we want to really just consider all the different possibilities there. All right. So understand the subconscious is always there. It's always taking in information and it has no feeling. It has nothing. So when we start putting these things on our subconscious, we're going to continually just evaluate and keep it coming. There is a technique that I'm going to talk about a little later on called the subconscious release technique. And subconscious release techniques takes these beliefs or patterns, these programs that we have that are stopping us from moving forward, these fears that I mentioned earlier that have kept us stuck. And we're doing the same thing over and over again. And what this does is this technique is going to allow us to address those concerns, address those beliefs, and allow us to overcome them so we can consciously make new decisions without going back to these patterns and these old patterns of behavior. Does that sound good? Does that sound like something we want? Yes, I see some clapping, and I said, I see some awesome stuff going on there. Great. So how do we do this? Well, we break it down. The SRT technique breaks it down to three parts. One is there are negative emotions associated with the belief that we have, whether it's a pattern that we believe in. We need to get rid of the negative emotions that are associated with that. And we'll go through this technique a little bit, but essentially the SRT technique is an energy breathing technique where you just breathe in, say the phrase, I release, in this case, all negative emotions with my belief pattern. Oh, Michelle, do you want to say something? Oh, she's doing it for us. Look at that. That's amazing. So what you do is you breathe it in, say the pattern in your head, the word that I'm going to say, and then just let it out with gusto. And that's all it is. And all we ask is you just repeat the phrase that is said and breathe it out with gusto. It's as simple as that. The cool thing is we do that with negative emotions, but many times we forget that there are blocks to positive emotions. A lot of these beliefs that we have can either be positive beliefs that are stopping us from moving forward, or we're missing the fact that there are these beliefs that we have that are positive that are being blocked in order for us to constantly move forward and get forward. And the way we go around that is the same thing. We breathe in, we say to ourselves in our head, I release all blocks with positive emotions with the belief system I have. And we'll go over some of those belief systems in just a moment. And breathe it out. That's all there is to the SRT, except for one major piece, and that's the focus of my talk today. The talk is about our fill-up statement, our gratitude statement. We use gratitude in so many different ways, but in SRT, we use it because with the release of the subconscious beliefs, usually negative in nature, we want to decrease those negative thoughts, those negative beliefs in our head, and we want to increase it with a more and same larger portion of positive energy, moving ourselves forward. So we're filling up with positive energy while releasing that negative energy. Because when we almost think of it as like creating a vacuum in your head. When you're releasing that negative stuff, you want to bring it in with something positive. And that's what we do. That's what our gratitude is for. And I can tell you with honesty, gratitude is something that has to be learned for many of us, if not most of us. It's not something that we innately have, and we have to learn to do it. So today I'm going to show you some good ideas on how to be grateful and what it means to be grateful and how to actually implement it in your practice. So in the SRT practice, we will do the same technique. We breathe in, hold, and say, I am so happy and grateful that, and then we spew. We talk about our gratitudes. And in the SRT, we do a minimum of 3. And if you have 10, do 10. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That's how we move ourselves forward.
On a scale of 1 to 5, would you give yourself a 5 on achieving what you want in life? If your answer is anything less than a 5, right now, I have something awesome for you. Achieving your goals and living your life at a 5 isn't easy. Most people aren't prepared to focus, stay disciplined, and do the everyday work that is necessary to achieve amazing results. But since you're watching this, then I'm guessing that you're not one of those people. And this is an opportunity that will change your life. Give to Get is a global program that brings together world-class coaching and combines it with empowering masterminds and networking opportunities. We provide 5-star guidance for the price of a cup of coffee a day. To find out more, click on the link in the description of this coaching session.
Any questions so far before I get into the gratitude portion?
Lenny, one quick question. If
Sure,
things are truly coming from, I'll say, the subconscious, is it possible that we may, I'll say, quote unquote, have a block or have what I'll say a negative emotion that we're not really even aware of until we start to, I'll say, dive deeper into it? And if that's the case, how do you do those divings or go diving for it?
That's a great question, Bruce. The SRT technique, what I'm showing you today is a very high level version of the clearing. So recognizing something that is stopping you because you're consciously aware of what's going on and you haven't done the deep dive. One way to really move forward with this is recognize the emotion that you have, and then think back to the very first time you were feeling that way. It doesn't have to be in the same situation. For example, let's say I'm feeling angry towards my dad because he had done something. Like right now in this moment, dad he's not listening to me, he's not doing something. And instead of, I can clear dad right then and there, but to really go back and find the first time that the event happened, not necessarily with my dad, but the emotions, what was being written on my hard drive at the time, what I was feeling. That's where I want to get back to and clear the situation that caused that initial belief to be placed into my brain, into my subconscious. And that's really where we want to clear it. And we want to go back into history. We want to go back to the beginning of our hard drive where we can start clearing all that information out. And the simplest way is just asking yourself that question: when did I feel this emotion? Where did I feel it before? And the cool thing is let's say it was a situation where I had an argument, or I was feeling this way towards a teacher. So I had this argument with my dad or my father about something that's going on, but I'm feeling the same way. And it's a teacher that I experienced way back in grade 1. Like I remember I didn't tie my shoe properly and my teacher got mad at me, whatever it may be. And what I need to do is go back to my grade 1 self, my 6-year-old self, my 5-year-old self, however old you were when that happened, looking at your teacher, feeling those emotions. And then as that child in that emotional state, you say to that teacher how you're feeling. And those are the programs that are going to come out. And those are the programs you clear. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and very good. Thank you for that explanation.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. All right, so moving on. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I love gratitude, and I'm so glad I've had this opportunity, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to be on Give to Get today to share this with you. Gratitude has changed my life. I can say honestly, 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't know what gratitude was. And I learned gratitude in the business academy that I was in, but I wasn't really sure what it meant until I started practicing SRT and really diving down into what gratitude really means. Gratitude is a universal law. It operates through a universal law, and that's the law of attraction. If I am grateful, whatever I send out, I get back in abundance. So if I practice gratitude, and I'll go a little further what that actually means, I'm going to get more gratitude and more positive energy back. Gratitude is just naturally positive energy. It's supported by all the major religions in the world. In fact, I dare you to name one that doesn't say that gratitude is an important part of their basis of their of what they say in their beliefs. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Hinduism, they all have a form of gratitude. People realize gratitude is a wonderful form of expression and a way of making us elevate ourselves to a higher plane of happiness and joy. Mohammed said, have gratitude for the abundance you've received is the best insurance that abundance will come. Do you see that relationship? Being grateful allows more stuff to come into your life because you're open to it. Why? Because you're grateful for it. And that's going to be amazing. Buddha says, you have no cause for anything but gratitude and joy in your life. Being grateful also brings joy. Abundance, joy, gratitude. What else would you like? Christianity, Jesus gave gratitude before each miracle. In the Bible we read, what does he say? He says, thank you. The basic form of gratitude, saying the words, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's where Jesus says, thank you, God, and created and did his miracles. He was grateful. I think we have something here. What does gratitude do? When we are grateful, what does it do? It deepens our relationships. It deepens our relationships, not only with other people, but our relationships with money, with health, happiness, our work, our career, our home. Everything around us gets deepened because we have a greater understanding and appreciation for those things around us. All areas of our life are affected if you're grateful. This is the law of attraction at work. Again, the more gratitude we have, the more abundance we have. As I mentioned before, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How do you feel when you say the words thank you? And when you say thankful, when you're being thankful and you're saying thank you to something that's been done and you mean it. You're not just saying thanks because that's an automatic reaction, but you're truly thankful. Like in a restaurant, for example, the service that you're given by the waitress or the waiter. And you say, thank you for your service. How does that make you feel when you say thank you? How do you think that makes the other person feel? There's a reciprocal here. I say thank you, and I'm being a blessing to that other person because they see how grateful I am towards them. It is powerful. Gratitude is powerful by being deliberate and having deliberate thought and making the statement with intention. Not only strengthens our own gratitude, but allows other people or wherever we've been grateful for to bring that back to you. I am so happy and grateful for the wonderful service you gave to me today at this restaurant because your smiling face reminded me of my mom when she cooked her home meals for dinner. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You made me think of something wonderful. Grateful, it's gratitude. It's coming from your heart. It's genuine. There's intention behind that. The reason we say the word because that is a strong word. So when we're showing gratitude, we can be grateful, but to really make it stronger, we want to add that word because. I also want to throw in there, we're making statements of gratitude for ourselves, and SRT, it's for ourselves. We're reinforcing it in our own brains and our own minds. But gratitude is more than that. I'm not going to touch a lot on that today, but I want you to think of other ways we can be grateful when we go outside of ourselves, when we start showing gratitude by writing letters, saying something to somebody, like I mentioned in my previous example, doing an act of service, being kind. It's not just words, but taking action, going beyond ourselves, being grateful to, and showing that to someone else. Showing our gratitude in more than just words enhances it even more. Anybody have any questions or comments they'd like to add before we move on?
So powerful, Lenny. For years, I've always, I'll say, held myself accountable to do 3 simple things every day. Say thank you at least once a day. Do 1 random act of kindness once a day. Compliment an individual once a day. And you can do that literally anonymously, and it still benefits you from that point of view.
Like, that's amazing, Bruce, because the one act of gratitude, I heard 3 different acts of gratitude there because it all comes back to the same thing. You're being grateful by saying thank you. An act of kindness. That's just grateful for the world in itself, and you're helping someone else. That's being a blessing to somebody else, and they're going to be grateful to you. It's a natural relationship. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. That's really good. And what a wonderful way to start. Have it in a day.
Well, there's actually documented cases of a single act of gratitude, a single act of kindness, changing somebody's life for the rest of their life. There's actual documented cases that this one event happened to this individual, an act of kindness, an act of gratitude, an act of appreciation, and literally changed the individual's life forever. Yeah.
Excellent. No, thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else?
I can share that because of an example of a high vibrational person that I had met that was a good person had led me to the trajectory to meet my husband and look in a different area. And he was always about gratitudes. And I came from a trajectory that was not. So it was that looking that there has to be more when it came to from being single to finding the right spouse. There has to be more than what I'm looking for, and started looking at the positives that I would like. And that was a lot of gratitude towards good people. And that was then became my focus. And then guess what?
Uh,
I know, I met you.
you met me. Uh, yeah, uh, I love that, and I I know of who you speak, and I never had the honor of meeting him, but I love and am so grateful for him and his influence in your life. He was an amazing man, and you have nothing but wonderful things to say about him. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, what can we be grateful for? Boy, I tell you, this list could go on and on and on. I just stopped because I could have probably could have gone on for a lot longer. But let's look at the list different things here at the top. We can be grateful for our health, for the work, our careers, right? Money. You'd be grateful for money. And I could tell you there's a whole section of stuff we can talk about in the money side of things. Our relationships. Uh, Michelle just gave a great example of that, and how grateful she is to her friends, her coworkers, people in her life that allowed her to be more grateful and be open to and more accepting for others. Wow, right? Our passions. What to be grateful for? I have a compassion for technology and computers, and to be honest with you, cybersecurity. I love that kind of stuff. And I'm passionate about it, and I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to do that every day in my life through my job, my work. And it's not just the work itself, because that involves relationships with people I have at work. You can also be grateful for happiness. Happiness, simple as that. I am so grateful I'm happy today. I'm so grateful the sun is shining. And that actually goes down into nature as well. It's endless. I'm so grateful for love. I'm grateful for the love of my wife, the love of my dog, the love of my cat. I noticed my cat popping around my wife's screen pretty good there. He was here for me for a second, but he didn't appear on screen. But wonderful. The love of life, the love of nature. Oh my goodness, we could talk about this nature. What about it? Well, we have the earth. I'm so grateful for walking on the beach when I barefoot for the sand that goes in between my toes. I'm grateful for the air I breathe. I'm grateful for that molecule of oxygen that is being taken in right now. It's
When you
amazing.
said the air I breathe, did everybody take a breath in?
I did.
Because I certainly did, just because you said it. Yeah, you did too. Okay. Thank you.
It's amazing, but it's true, right? I'm so grateful for water. It's air and water. We need that to live, to survive. Grateful for that every day. Be grateful for your indoor plumbing, right? Be grateful for that. I got water. I can walk up to a tap or my fridge, press a button, and magically water appears. It's gratitude. I'm so grateful for that. The sun and the sky. Those, the four things I just mentioned there, the earth, air, water, and sun. If it weren't for those things, we wouldn't even be here. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful for the universe. My gosh, what is in the universe? I'm grateful when I look up in the sky and I see stars. Not only are they beautiful, but I know I'm made of star stuff. Huh. Material goods and services. We can go on forever like this. The example of being grateful for the waitress to giving great service. I'm grateful for the corner store that I was when I went to elementary school. They always had their penny candy always available, and sometimes the gentleman would allow me to have an extra piece of candy. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the fond memories I have of S&P food store. I remember all that stuff because of the gratitude and what I experienced even then. We can be grateful for anything. One thing I always like to point out to people, I'm grateful for the pinky toe on my left foot. I broke my pinky toe on my left foot many, many years ago, and I was limping for 2 weeks. Boy, was I grateful for the fact I have a pinky toe and it got back and it got better again. A lot of times, and this brings to a good point, we forget to be grateful for things around us until we no longer have them. Let's try to get ahead of that curve and be grateful for the things we have before we lose them, and then we have to be grateful for them instead. This is the next little bit here I have here is anchoring your gratitude by stating before you go to bed. This is a great segue into the next slide. Think of the best thing that happened to you for the day as you're lying in bed. and be grateful by saying to yourself out loud, I am happy and grateful for this thing that happened in my day because, and give a reason why. It puts you into a massively wonderful high vibration before you get to bed and go to sleep. And it will help a lot in regards to even the way you sleep. Setting yourself up for a wonderful high vibration and being grateful. And this sets you up for the next day and waking up in the morning by practicing your gratitude every day. I got some challenging statements here coming up. So listen up. Listen up. It's really important. Anytime you're feeling down, negative, start giving gratitude. If there's any way to pick yourself up and you're aware that you're down and negative, start by giving yourself some gratitude. Gratitude automatically will raise your vibration. It has to. It's one of those things. It's that law of attraction. You start giving gratitude, more positive energy is going to come to you. You need to do that. If you're down and you're feeling negative and you feel the world is against you and you can't move on, find one thing to be grateful for. Guess what? If you can't find one, I challenge you to find 10. Buddha did this. He said, take one problem or negative situation in your life you want to resolve and look for 10 things to be grateful for. If you can't find one, find 10. Challenge yourself. Sit down. Once they start coming, trust me, they come really quickly and easily. They flow effortlessly through you. Like you can be it's as simple as not wanting to get up in the day. Oh, I don't want to start the day. I've got this, this, and this, and this. What are you grateful for? Well, when I get out of bed, I can have my cup of coffee. I got my espresso machine. Oh, if I have to drive to work, I have a wonderful Jeep. I get to drive to work. Oh, look, the sun is shining today. Oh, even if the weather was raining. Oh, look, I have an umbrella to protect me from the rain. You can be grateful for so many things. Just look for it. Start your day off right. 5 gratitude statements before you even get up in the morning. Why are you grateful? I'm grateful I woke up today. I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I'm breathing. I'm grateful I can feel my feet. I'm grateful that I'm turning my body. I'm grateful, if you're married, I'm grateful for my partner sleeping beside me. I'm grateful for spooning. Be whatever, be grateful, happy that you're there. And then this is a wonderful thing. As you step out of bed, one foot hits the floor and the other, say the words, thank you. As you get up, what a great way to a day. I started doing this and I love it because it puts that mind in motion. That gratitude starts that day. Say thank you. Okay, at the end of the day, we talked about previously, when you're in bed, think of the best thing that happened to you during the day and be grateful for it and why you're grateful. It is so important. Now, here's an interesting thing. During your day, be observant. Just be aware of all these wonderful things going on and be grateful and always be in the state of gratitude. Looking around, I have these wonderful lights to the side of me that illuminate my face so I look amazing on camera. I'm so grateful for these amazing lights. I'm so grateful for the internet to allow my image, my facsimile, to be broadcast throughout the entire world. Right? I am so happy and grateful that electrons are being stored on a media, on some sort of electronic media somewhere that I can be played back forever from this point forward. This is going to be documented forever somewhere. How exciting and amazing is that? Wild. There is a practice in Japan that started in Japan, and it's called the Art of Maro. I learned about the Art of Maro in 2017 from a financial guru that I follow, and I'm a part of a network with him. And the Art of Maro was practiced by a very wealthy gentleman in Japan by the name of Wahai Takeda or Takeda. You can almost consider him the Warren Buffett of Japan. Very, very rich man, very influential. And he practiced this Art of Maro. And the Art of Maro is practicing gratitude 1,000 times a day. Now you're going to say to me, Lenny, 1,000 times a day, I can barely get one out. How can I do 1,000? Well, I got you started. I gave you a list in the previous slides here of the things to be grateful for, and we can do this every day. If you think about it, gratitude, we can probably say a gratitude every 2 seconds. So 2 seconds, 2,000 seconds. Well, how many minutes is that? That's less than an hour. So let's say we made it about an hour a day total. Practice gratitude while we're doing something else. It doesn't have to be it can be in conjunction with. 1,000 times a day sounds like a lot, but it's not. And this is what Wahi Takita practiced. And this gentleman was a master. In fact, he would only invest in companies. He would approach company heads and he would say to them, I'm interested in buying your company, but all your executives must start practicing the Art of Maro. And these executives, some of them would say, there's no freaking way I'm going to practice this art. And then he basically would walk away from the deal, whether it would make him hundreds of millions of dollars or not. If the people were not willing to give gratitude, he didn't want that negative energy being part of his financial network and his network of people that he relates to. It's pretty amazing. This man was always about gratitude and giving, and the scale of which he gave was absolutely amazing as well. Many times he would meet with executives and leaders, and he would cast gold coins, solid gold coins for these people. Like, we're not talking small things, big ones, but each one of them is unique and different for each one of these people based on who what he believed that this person was capable of handling and doing, and what their acts have been in the past. The man was amazing. He is no longer with us, but the Art of Maro continues on. If you want, just look it up on Amazon. There is a book called Maro Up, M-A-R-O space up, by Honda. I forgot the guy's first name, but that's the gentleman. That's the author. It's a small book. It's only 56 or 52 pages long, but it talks about how Wahi Takita and the stories I just did, and how he actually practiced this Art of Maro, and how you can do it too. Any questions so far about practicing gratitude? Gratitude is amazing. It can be so uplifting, and just being grateful for everything around you is so amazing. It makes the world that much more brighter. I find that. So the topic today was releasing the subconscious fears and understanding the gratitude around that. We understand gratitude now. We have a better understanding of it. Let's put it all together. Let's connect the dots between the subconscious, gratitude, and using a little bit of SRT. Okay, putting it together. We talked at the beginning, releasing negative emotions. Then we're going to release blocks to the positive emotions. And we're going to give a minimum of 3 gratitude statements. This is the simple technique that we can use every time to start releasing those fears, those blocks, those programs that are preventing us from moving forward in our lives, allowing us to take control and move forward with it. So let's think of an example. Does anybody have an example of a program or a belief that they would like to clear? Okay, well, let me just come up with one. I work a lot with money, so I'm going to work on a belief system that says that only the rich can get richer. That is a belief system I have. So I'm not rich, so therefore I'm never going to get rich. Well, there's another program, and only the rich can get richer. That is a program. So let's clear that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Let's breathe in and hold, and say to ourselves, breathe in and hold. I release all negative emotions with only the rich get richer. And just breathe it out. Excellent. The next part, we release the blocks to the positive emotions. Again, breathe in and hold. I release all blocks to positive emotions with only the rich get richer. Good. And now 3 gratitude statements that say, hey, Let's fill this up with positivity. I am so happy and grateful that I know I am capable to make as much money as I want. Next one, breathe in and hold. I am so happy and grateful that money is abundant and can come from known and unknown sources. Good. Lastly, breathe in and hold. I am so happy and grateful for the Give to Get program that can generate a large passive income for me and my family. Bruce, I hope you see what I did there. So,
Absolutely.
and it's true. That's exactly what it is. And that is the simplest way we can clear those belief systems, those fears that we have inside our subconscious, bringing them to our conscious awareness, clearing them. And by using gratitude, understanding gratitude, making those simple, grateful statements, bringing in, filling it with positive energy and moving ourselves forward. Oh, blank. Look at that. Thank you. That's my presentation for today. Any questions about today? Gratitude, anything we want to clear today that's maybe stopping us as well from moving forward?
One, thank you, Lenny. Great presentation. Would you suggest that you always do that in the sense of release the negative, release the blocks, 3 statements of gratitude with whatever you come up with?
Yes. I definitely recommend that just for anybody practicing it on a high level. Using SRT, there's more to it than that. If you find an SRT coach, a coach can help you dig down further to those and release specific emotions that are actually attached to those feelings that you have. So we don't be general anymore. We're going to go deep down and dive into specific emotions and clear those emotions that are stuck that we can clear as well. This is a great general release, but I recommend if there's something that is stopping you from moving forward, contacting an SRT coach, going to finding an SRT program of some sort, clearing those is a definite way to even further that clearing and further moving forward with yourself.
But always do that, not necessarily go release all the negative emotions, then go do all the blocks, then go gratitude, but like release the negative, release the blocks, gratitude, release the emotions, release the blocks, gratitude. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes,
around
I'm
each
suggesting.
one?
Yes, absolutely. When it's this high level one, as
Yeah.
coaching, there's some different practices, but yes, as that, I would recommend doing the three gratitudes for each. If you have a lot you're working on at the same time, yes, you can do releasing negative, releasing blocks to positive, and doing it back and forth between those, and then
Okay.
giving your gratitude at the end. I think that's
Okay.
kind of where you're going with. But if you're working at one or two at once, it's better to give the gratitude because it really does fill that up. But if you're working on, let's say, I discovered 5 or 10, yeah, release the negative, release blocks to the positive for each one, and then go ahead and give yourself some gratitude. That works really well as well.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Michelle.
I was just thinking that because it's about money, and right now it's money's an interesting subject in the world right now. Maybe you could share what a deeper dive looks like. And I'm thinking of the program as it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen.
It hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen. I like that. And that works with money, but it also works with a whole bunch of other things too.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah. Michelle, can I get you to type that in the chat window, please?
Oh, sure.
And we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, as a bonus today, I'm doing my best Doug McGurk. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a deep dive into SRT.
God, I love Doug and his voice. Hey, isn't he great?
I love it. Absolutely love him. All right, here we go. We're going to clear. It hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen. All right. So I have an emotion list here. I'm just going to show it to you. This is the BYM emotion list that we have, and it's got a list of all the negative emotions, positive emotions, and a reminder that we do gratitude. And I'm going to read off the sheet. And what I do is I use remote, what we call muscle testing. And all that is just taking the energy of the people that are here today and seeing what is weak and what is strong, and we'll move forward. I'm not going to go into that. Just believe that it works, and it will. Okay. And Just breathe in, and everybody who's watching now, and if you're watching on video later, just breathe with me and breathe with everyone else, and you'll see how well this works. Okay, breathe in and hold. I release all aggression with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." And breathe it out. Excellent. Breathe in and hold. I release all annoyance with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Guys have got a hang of it. Just keep on going. Breathe in and hold. I release all apathy with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. I release all disbelief with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Guys are doing great. Breathe in and hold. I release all evil with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all frustration with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all irritation with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all overwhelm with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all skepticism with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Guys are doing great. We're going to change the phrase up a little bit because we're moving to the blocks to positive emotions. Again, same technique. Breathe in and hold. I release all blocks with certainty with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all blocks with happiness with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. I release all blocks with knowledge with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all blocks with receiving with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Good. Breathe in and hold. I release all blocks with trust with "it hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen." Okay, we've released the negative emotions, released the blocks to the positive emotions. Now we're practicing gratitude. I am going to give one. Michelle, I'm going to ask you to give one as well. Bruce, I'm going to ask you to give one. And anybody else who's on the call, feel free to speak up as well after Bruce has said something. Breathe in and hold. I am so happy and grateful that I know the world will work itself out. Michelle.
I'm so happy and grateful to be open to allowing what I want to happen for me.
Good. Bruce.
I am so happy and grateful that Michelle and Lenny are going to help as many people in the Give to Get program with SRT and many other mind-blowing events, that we're all going to be successful.
Breathe it in. Good. Does anybody else want to share? Monica.
Yes, I'm so happy and grateful that I've been working with Michelle and Lenny for the past year, and I have released quite a lot of programs, and I look forward to releasing more.
Nice. Good. I am so happy and grateful that the state of the world now does not mean it has to be that way forever.
I'm
I
so
am so happy.
happy.
Go ahead.
I'm so
Go ahead.
happy and grateful. Oh my gosh, I had such a good one there. I'm so happy and grateful that the state of the world does not define me.
That's
I am so.
I
Go
am
ahead.
so happy. I am so happy and grateful because today is the first day of the rest of my life that I get to choose how I want it to be.
Love it. Monica, you have another one. This is great.
I'm wondering if Glenda is able to speak. There's no microphone. She's on the phone.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so happy and grateful that the universe has my back.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's right. If it hasn't happened yet, I don't think it's never going to happen. Be grateful for the things that are happening to you. Look for the
Absolutely.
opportunity. Look for that. Thank you so much for being a part of that clearing. As you can see, it's a lot more powerful when you start digging deeper. The general clearings are great if we're feeling something, and I use it daily. But these deeper, moving into the emotions and releasing those is an amazing feeling as well. Excellent. Well, that's my presentation for today. Is there any other questions? Because I feel great. I am so grateful for this opportunity today to talk to everybody and share not only what gratitude is, but how we can use it to free up these beliefs, these negative beliefs that stop us from becoming the best people we can be. And isn't that what Give to Get's all about?
Absolutely, that's what it's about. And as always, Lenny and Michelle, so thankful, so grateful. Love you being part of the group. Love where we're going with Give to Get. Love the momentum we're building. Love all of the energy and new ideas that are coming. So just thank you, and thank you.